Hi and welcome to today's video. We are going to talk about who is the Java full stack developer. Okay, Java, not JavaScript, Java. Who is the Java full stack, not backend, not frontend, but full stack, Java full stack developer? So this was a question asked during the recent tech recruitment program. It's a program I organized for a group of 20 recruiters every 6 weeks, every 2 months roughly. And this question reminded me that it may be really confusing for many of you who have never worked in IT and you may not know this terminology yet. So first I need to explain what are the 3 basic IT layers in IT. Okay, so the first one is front end, the second one is backend, and the third one is called storage. So that's the database. Okay, so front end, backend, and storage. I'll just type it here. Okay, front end, back end, storage. So front end is what we users can see. Back end is what we cannot see. It's the business logic somewhere in the server. So code written by software developers, which we cannot really see as users. Obviously they can see it, developers. And then the storage is like a database. So you can imagine this is a database with data, lots of tables, lots of rows with data. It could also be no tables, but let's leave it simple for now. So the full stack is actually front end and backend together. Front end and backend together is called full stack, and it somehow somehow it includes also storage, just because backend developers usually use storage also because there is hardly ever any backend without storage. Imagine a website, for example, an e-commerce, your favorite e-commerce website, whether it sells dog food or tables. It has some list of products, it has some pricing table, it has a product detail page, photos, so it all needs to be stored in some storage, in some database. So those backend developers work with the database usually, and that's why when we say the full stack developer is front end plus backend, it sort of includes by default also the storage. Okay, so full stack is front end and back end and storage just by default. Okay, so that's full stack. And now the thing is, what do front end developers work with and what do back end developers work with? So for example, front end developers use JavaScript, and they use some frameworks. Frameworks are like templates to make it's easier for developers to kickstart a new project. They don't want to start from scratch all the time. They use some frameworks, and that's like a template that makes it easier to just complete the project, get it done sooner and faster. Okay, so the frameworks are, for example, on the front end, it's React, or it's Vue.js, or it is Angular. Okay, and on the backend side, developers use some programming languages. For example, they use Java, or they use C#, or they may use JavaScript also. It's not Java, it's completely different. Or they may use PHP, or they could use Python, or I don't know, Go language. Okay, so a lot of other languages they could choose from, and all these programming languages have some related frameworks. So for example, Java would have Spring, C#, .NET framework, or .NET Core. Okay, JavaScript would have Node.js, PHP, for example, Laravel, or Symfony. Okay, Python, Django. Okay, and I could continue on and on, but it's not the point of this video. It's just to focus on Java. Okay, so we talk about Java, so I'll circle it. So Java full stack developer. And the developer would also need to use something on the front end, right? Because we are talking about full stack developer. So on the front end, the developer would use either React or Vue.js or Angular. Okay, because it just, the Java developer would use the Java language on the back end, but he or she would also need to use something on the front end, right? Because I just mentioned that full stack is everything together. Plus on the storage, they would use SQL. Okay, so when we are interviewing a Java full stack developer, we are looking for these skills. JavaScript on the front end with either React or Vue.js or Angular frameworks, plus Java on the backend with frameworks such as Spring and SQL on the backend. This is the mainstream. On the backend, there could be something else. It could be a NoSQL database, but that's probably beyond this video. Now, I just want to explain who is the Java full stack developer. So remember, full stack is front end, back end, storage all together, and then something has to be on the front end. So what is it? It's Java with React, Vue, or Angular. Something has to be on the back end. What is it? Java with Spring Framework. And something has to be on the storage side, which is the SQL database, relational database. And if you cannot really recall all this, then don't worry, because I have created lots of mind maps that are in this booklet, because I, after 17 years in IT, cannot recall all this terminology. It's just so many terms, so many frameworks, and not just these, but each language has 5, 10 or more frameworks. So I created mind maps for myself and for my colleagues, and now it's all in this beautiful booklet that you can get in a PDF, or you can also get it printed if you'd like, but you can get it in a PDF and you can print it out yourself at home. And I keep this booklet on my desk all the time, like this. Because whenever I'm on a call, or even before a call with a hiring manager or with a candidate, I just pick it up like this and I open it up on a page. For example, in this case, it would be page number 15. You see how fast it was? Like magic, right? Page number 15 focuses on Java. Where is it? Here, a Java, software development with Java. You see it right here. And there is the whole mind map that focuses on all these languages and frameworks and tools these developers use. So it's priceless. Like so many recruiters from around the world have already purchased these colorful and beautiful mind maps. So we cover the frameworks and PHP development, tech acronyms. So the most important acronyms that everyone who engages and interacts with IT professionals should be aware of. The IT roles. For example, you can see software developers on the top right with backend and full stack and front-end developers, and what tools and what languages do they use. Plus the deep dive to JavaScript and Java. Okay, so JavaScript development landscape and Java development landscape. What frameworks, what other tools, what testing tools do they use? Okay, and then you can pretend to be smart during the call with a candidate, because you just start asking, hey, which one of these testing frameworks have you used? JUnit or Selenium or Cucumber? Okay, and the person will be like, oh my god, this recruiter is really cool, and you just have this booklet in front of you. So it's no rocket science. It's about being prepared. It's about knowing where to find the right information in the right time. PHP landscape right here. So it's something you can download on our website, itrecruitermindmaps.com. So it's quite straightforward. itrecruitermindmaps.com. Just go there, get this booklet, print it out. Don't just leave it on your desktop. You need to print it out. You need to hold it, and you will start loving it, right? So you will build up this relationship with the booklet. You will carry it with yourself all the time. That's what I do anyway. I go for a family vacation and I take it with myself. Well, I'm exaggerating a little, but I take it with myself to take photos that I post on social media. But that's another story, okay? Long story short, you will like it. Probably you will not love it as I do, but you will like it at least. And you will find it useful, especially if you struggle with some of these languages and frameworks and tools and query languages and whatnot. Okay, so long story short, I'll get it back to where it belongs, on my desk, and I'll wrap it up here. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm recording these videos based on the questions that I receive from the community, from people who are members of the Tech Recruitment Academy, from people who join my Tech Recruitment program, and they keep asking me questions. So I'm responding on my YouTube channel. So with that, I'm wrapping it up. Don't forget to go to the itrecruitermindmaps.com and get your book called with mind maps, and join our academy if you'd like to become a proficient IT recruiter. So just visit techrecruitmentacademy.com and we will take it from there. Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone. We will keep in touch.